Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Caroline, La Alahai Nawa, Yahweh Bashim, Oshai Bahashim, Makakadash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of the millstone, and salutations unto the elect out there, and the brothers are pushing the street to the four corners of the earth, and the brothers, well, Salakia, the Aquatian that listening and learning. Alright, so when I get into this lesson here, could the Lord will only be edifying and to the point. We basically need to remember that that this lifestyle we live in here is temporary, and it's good works that we're doing. When we see all these things happening unto us and what going on in the world is good signs. It should be faith boosters, right? So we start with Matthew 5, and I read from verse 1. It says, and seeing the multitudes, and seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he set his disciples and came unto him, so you notice how mountain I was right, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Right? Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Right? And we know we're just talking about Israel, obviously, right? Because if you want to read down here, verse 13, we're going to get to, it's saying we are the salt of the earth, right? But first and foremost, we know it's the elect, right? Because the elect is the one that really mourning right now. 2/3 mourning, right? But they're not mourning like how the elect are right now, or the men of the Lord are, which is included. Actually, like you said, the 1/3, because it have women in this truth too. Who really trying the hardest thing, and it's very easy for a woman to slip, because they are the weaker vessels. So it's very hard for them to same way, right? It's every day we fighting demons. 2/3 morning, but they still believe and trying to find a life in this system, when it's going and fail. You understand? But hey, the Lord say, hey, we're gonna inherit the kingdom. You understand? Which gonna be on earth. Verse 6, it says, blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Right? So you see, talking about the elect there. You understand? We are the ones, Lord willing, we are part of the number. We are the ones that thirsting for that righteousness. We thirsting for that word, So we doing all we could to obtain this word and stay in this truth, because hey, we enlightened. We know what's to come. We know what's gonna happen. The Lord have us in the knowing, and that is truly our gift. That is a spiritual power the Lord bestowed upon us. You understand? Because seeing all these things that going on, right? All these mad things that going on, and you don't even know how to deal with it or how to approach it. You don't know what's gonna happen next, because why? You just in the world, you haven't been enlightened. You just go with the flow thinking, everything going on, everything gonna be okay, because the world gonna be around for years to come. The revelation, that is something that real far away. I kind of wait at somebody that told me that once already. Last time about the MOTB, right, the mark of the beast. He was telling me, oh, that gonna be for a lifetime. I ain't gonna be for my lifetime, because like he's so sure, because he's a prophet. You understand? And though he old, he ain't that old, right? He like in the late 50s, and it's still a possibility if the Lord didn't take him before, then yeah, it will be in his lifetime, because you still have a good couple of years to go before you reach that age where you will just pass away, peaceably, as they would say, that kind of way. We have good years to go still, you understand? And we not that long on this earth again. Right? So let me continue down here. Right? Verse 8, it says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Most High. Right? For the ones in pure heart, right? The men of the Lord, right? As well as the Aquatium, the faithful ones, the sincere ones, who really down for the husband and the Lord. Even the widows, who trying their hardest to hold on. They have it even harder than the ones that are husband, because it's not everybody really there to guide them. So hey, it is what it is, but hey, you gotta sit to what you're bashing your shy that, he holding on to you, he can take the Holy Spirit away from you, So, verse 9 it says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of the Most High. Yeah. Verse 10, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Right? What the scripture say, we are fools for Mashiach's sake, right? So of course we're gonna be we as it's in Romans, present your body as a living sacrifice. Right? We're doing that every time we do these works, we go out on the street, because even these normal sit down videos here what we're doing here personally, whether we face showing Esau have all our database, you understand? Esau have all our documents, they don't know all who is who and what not, you understand? So we, by doing this works, we become a spectacle, as the scripture say, and everybody watching us, you don't know who is who, it's like this same this alphabet man that did the other day, young boss, his name is Kevon, right? He made himself a spectacle by always bad talking somebody, you understand? But he wasn't doing it out of righteousness, you understand? Every little thing he going on, worse yet he's a homosexual, you understand? So you up on the media burning out this one and burning out that one, real mouthing off and thing. It's obviously that would have come like that. You understand? It's obvious. So what you go do now? You understand? Right now he facing judgment. You understand? He by the judgment seat. Waiting to get judged. You understand? That is how serious it is. But he wasn't doing that for righteousness' sake. He made himself a spectacle, right? So he made his body a living sacrifice for iniquity, right? For vanity and all these things. You understand? We doing it for the Lord. Again, we are fools for Mashiach's sake. You understand? We doing it for the Lord. So if we die, we know we dying of good cause, because we know we dying for the Lord. And we ain't dying for no fame. We ain't dying for no devil. We ain't dying for ourselves. We dying for the Lord. Because the Lord died for us. So it's obviously, that will be in return. Not all of us gonna die, but some of us going to die. The scripture said that some of us will be martyrs, for the Lord. And that is how it is. So we're not greater than the master, so we are expected, we are to live every day like it's we last, as they will say. Always circumspect about what's going on, because the Lord could take you at any point in time. We know it's not a bad thing if the Lord take us, but really and truly, me personally, and I know it have other brothers who feel the same way, where, they want to be able to endure to the end, go through all the hardships, if they must, but endure straight to the end, all the time when we on the run, when we have to be living off the land, when the Lord lift up the standard, and we fighting against Esau and thing until the Lord come back, and he change our bodies and whatnot. A lot of us want to experience that, but we know all of us not going to be able to, but when we are the other, if we make it, we gotta say all praises to our bashing your shell, so that is how it go. Verse 11 say, blessed are ye when men shall revile you. Blessed are ye that men shall revile you, right? Let's see if we can get our word revile. Right? Revile, it say criticize in an abusive or angrily insulting manner. It say criticize, censor, condemn, inveigh against, attack, right? Savage, brand, denounce, stigmatize, right? Broken someone's reputation, defame, smear, slander, abuse, run down, crucify, hammer, bad mouth, skewer, rubbish, roast. So you see? And the opposite is praise and extol. So the Lord says, bless are we, because that is that. I'm gonna go to it one time anyway, because this is supposed to come out after, I'm gonna see where I was gonna start from. I was gonna read here, but I'll just read verse 26, because it will come out right on time, right? Luke 6 and 26, it say, woe unto you when all man shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets, right? Because if men talking good about you, then something wrong in it, because woman is a structure. But then we go back to the Matthew. What said it each? Verse 11. Yeah, it's whenever we read Matthew 5 and 11, it says, blessed are ye when men shall revile you. Right? So you see the Lord say, blessed. Right? So if men slander anyone, this and that and thing, right, for this word, right, this truth, then you know you're doing the right thing. You understand? Because the Lord say, hey, if the world hated you, surely the world hated me, because the servant are greater than the master, right? So if you, it's like this, you know the saying goes, right? The truth hurts. So if you go up to somebody, right, they know they're doing shit, you know they're doing shit, but you call them out on it, and publicly too, right? And they feel that sense of embarrassment, they're gonna start to despise you. You understand? And this what this do, because what the scripture say, Hebrews 4:12, it says, for the word of the Lord, or the word of the Most High, is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. Right? It's a discerner. Right? So when we preach in this word, will you feel us going with people? Right? It's sharper than any two-edged sword. Why swords do not cut in half? It cuts in them in the spirit, because this word is condemned. Right? Let me see here. Right? John 3:19. Right? This word does condemn. It say, and this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world. Where's the light? This word. You understand? And men love darkness rather than light. Right? These two children, them love darkness rather than light, because in the darkness, they're praising Jesus. You know, Jesus letting them do anything, and He will forgive them once they pray. Right? So they love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. You understand? The deeds evil. But the Lord said, this is the condemnation, this truth that come into the world here now, that the Lord, when He send back the Comforter, right, and He bring back the word on this on the earth, right, for us to learn and to know, right, and when we bring it forth, right, as Paul also mentioned, do I be rude in speech, not yet in knowledge, right, because we bring it forth aggressively. Isaiah 58:1, right, cry aloud and spare not. Right? We don't spare nobody's feelings. We just tell it raw and plain, blunt. You understand? And that's how we ought to be. Right? That's how we ought to be. We're not to spare nobody's feelings and be like, oh God, I shouldn't do that because she go run away or he go run away, and you know, we don't study them things. Right? The Lord said, my sheep will hear my voice, and that is that. If you don't want to listen, then go about your business. We don't care about the fame or whatnot, because we know what? We know our Lord willing, we make it. We know our kingdom is in heaven, as we read up here, right? Blessed are the meek, verse 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. You understand? It's as simple as that, right? It's as simple as that. So let's read over verse 11. It says, blessed are you when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake, right? Or for my sake, right? That is how it is. Verse 12, it says, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted the prophets which were before you. Yeah, they were persecuting prophets. You understand? Obadiah is one of them who was to help hit the prophets. Right? The Lord put the Spirit on him to hit the prophets. Because in his time, they were massacring the prophets of the Lord. You understand? They were massacring the prophets of the Lord, and that is how serious it was. You did? Because why? They were condemning the wicked. They were speaking the truth about the Lord. Right? That is how wicked this place is. Verse 13, it says, ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost its savour, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden underfoot of men. Ye are the light of the world. Right? So the Lord referred to us as the salt and the light of the world, because hey, as Elder Amon Kappa mentioned in one of his videos, if Jake nothing, right? That song, that movie, that whatever it may be, It's not gonna be lively, it's not gonna have any flavor. Right? Because when I now come into the truth, I was always saying, why the Lord say we use salt, but like when you taste salt so like thing, it just make you screw up your face. It's got kind of sour taste, you know, that kind of way. But I was thinking, why he didn't say we sugar, you know, because sugar is sweet, you know. But when I get deeper in the understanding now, I get to realize, hey, salt is a thing that has been everything, you know. Salt just give flavor to everything, you understand, in any type of form, you understand, in any food you're eating or whatever it may be, right? Even if you're making something sweet, you're making cake, whatever it may be, it has salt in that, you understand. You just dash a little salt wherever it is, you know, just to not have a flavor thing. You're making chocolate, you understand, anything, you're putting salt in it, even if it's a little thing, right? Sugar don't go in everything, and too much sugar is poison, you understand. So when I get that understanding, it's because, hey, I say, ooh, that makes sense. And now see why the Lord said that, you understand. That is how yappa this thing is, right? But verse 14 it says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Verse 15 it says, neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and give it light unto all that are in the house. Right? So we who are this light, you know, this word, right? We not to think, because the scripture talk about that, about keeping that treasure. You understand? The Lord say you will take it from you and give it to somebody else. The same thing with putting your candlestick on that bushel, right? So we know in this word here, we ought to be glad that people slandering us, people doing all these things, saying all these things, you know, because we, as you read in the Luke 6 and 26, if you are going to that chapter anyway, you know, it's a yappa thing that the Lord do that, you know, because the Lord just showing us confirmation that, hey, we're in the right spirit, and that is something nice to feel, you know. So from verse 20, right, because when the Lord was talking to his disciples, right, Luke 6 and 20, it says, and he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, blessed be ye poor, for yours is the kingdom of the Lord. Right? Because why? And when he said blessed be the poor, we know we poor, but we rich in knowledge. You understand? We rich in knowledge, but we poor, we just poor, you know, whatever it is. The scripture say that in Sirach, right? When the rich man speak it, everybody, you know, they taking hold of the air, they taking air to it, you know, they're hearkening onto it, you know. But when the poor man speak it, right, they pay no mind, right? And if he stumble, they help overthrow him. You understand? They will help overthrow him. That is how it is. If we stumble, there's a whole bacchanal scene. You know, if the pastor make a statement and say, oh, thing, this is so. If you make a little mistake, I say, oh, wait, no, it's this. I'll be like, oh, okay. But if when we preaching now, right, when we preaching phrase, whatever it is, and we make a little mistake, or our brother make a mistake, and we say, it's not that, you know, it's so, one thing, or whatever it is, right? They go say, well, look, he's saying one thing and this next one saying the next thing and thing. It's confusion, all that thing in here. And, you know, that's because why? It cutting them in the spirit, you know. But hey, as all these things play out, we know these things are just faith boosters for us, and we just feel good in the spirit, because, you know, hey, what you saying there is prophesied in the Bible. And it's that verse 21, it said, blessed are ye that hunger now, for ye shall be filled. Blessed are ye that weep now, for ye shall laugh. Yeah, we weeping all now. You see it in our time when men bounce up certain situations, right? When we fighting up these demons on them, you know, whether it's in the house, right? Whether it's in neighbors, whoever it may be in work, you know, at that time, if you just sit down and cry, or you're so damn frustrated, it's like your eye turning red, you know. Can you show it our brothers that cry already for certain things I was in, because hey, the kind of affliction that was placed upon them, you know, it was so dread, you know, it make them break down into tears, because sometimes it really be too much. In this kingdom is real plenty, you know. But that amount of frustration and crying and the tears and whatnot is what has helped build your faith more. You'll be like, you will start to pray more and even harder. You start to feel it in your soul that you want this kingdom to go down. So you know how to keep going through this. And that is the beauty about being in the truth and being in the known. Because you know all that crying and that tears and whatever it is, you're not just wasting. You know it has something better to come, so it will make you push more for it, and that is what the Lord does too. That's why He just placed the affliction upon us, right? Because the more affliction that placed upon us is the more that we know, hey, well, we fed up other places. Just today I tell my brothers and them that, right? But these women, I hate how they just think, right? With this mentality about, oh, they don't need a man, you know, that's cool. You understand? I'm not going into no such a detail with that, right? I sit down there and I just meditate, and I was like, bro, I can't wait for Isaiah 4:1 to come in, right? Because I'm not studying the fact that, you know, Lord will and I make it, you know, that all these women are going to be cleaving to me, you know. And I studying that, I studying the fact that all these bitches and them going to be humbled. Yeah? The Lord going to humble them. You understand? And it will be so much better knowing that the Lord going to put a spirit on you to reject them, right? Especially in the world. If you're a man that used to chase girl, you know, and I sure it had a lot of us get rejected by women already. You know, we might have approached them and say, hey, we seen thing, whatever, and the blanket. It would be nice, especially knowing how wicked it is now, right? Or how badly they reject you, wherever it may be. But us experience different circumstances. You understand? It would be nice knowing that they comment here and telling you, oh, thing, all me can do, and the begging you, the groveling at your feet. Oh, I could do this for you, I'll do that for you, and thing. And the Lord put the Spirit on telling you, hey, she wicked to the core. Yeah? And the Lord tell you, send that on she will, or kill that on the spot. You understand? In them time when you gonna feel nice, that's what the Lord say, hey, for you shall laugh. You understand? For ye shall laugh. The Lord say that too. Right? The Lord said you go laugh at your calamities. How you gonna laugh through the prophets? You understand? Verse 22. Verse 22. It said, blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company. Yeah. When you come into the shoot, everybody that come into the shoot loves friends and family. Right? Like they don't talk to them, they don't want to think with you again because you in the truth. And you find to them you sound hypocritical, you're sounding like you're confused, you're sounding like you're brainwashed. All these things, they don't want nothing to do with you because all you could talk about is Bible. You understand? And that's a good thing. Yeah? Because hey, I look off a lot of people. You understand? And being real, I used to talk to a lot of women. You understand? Even when I now come into the truth, you know, I was still talking to a good handful of women. But now it's like, bro, how much women I can say talking to these days? You can say like 3. You understand? And it's only one I will talk to every day. The other 2 not even so much. That is to tell you. You understand? And that same one that I just talk to every day, it do even be all the time. Right? Because I that person always busy. If I'm not working, right, I doing the Lord works. You know that? If I ain't doing a video or something, I'm meditating on it. You know, something. You understand? I doesn't have time for these women again, you know, really and truly. Because them is just frustration, boy. Them is really and truly just frustration. You know? It ain't really making no sense. That's why the scripture say, hey, those of you who have wives, be as though as you have none. You understand? Because, hey, the time you take to comfort your wife so much, not saying that she don't need attention, you know, right? Because you have to love your wife as and well, she's your other half, you know. So you can't ill treat her. I'm not saying that, you know, but you can't give her all the time to honor her, you know. You gotta give the Lord some time too, because the Lord is a jealous power. So the more you cleave to Him, is the more she will cleave to you, because the Lord is the one in control of all spirits. You understand? So that's why He doesn't really try to, you know, be too clingy. You know, that kind of way. I should have more focus on the Lord. You know? And right now, everything just moving smoothly in a way. But of course, we know it had the afflictions in between. You know? That's what the Lord say, good up your lungs as a man. You understand? There's a battle we fighting. There's war. There's a physical and spiritual warfare going on right now. You know? Yeah? We gotta always be on with God. We gotta always be ready. So I'm going to read over verse 22. It says, blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from the company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Right? They cast us out as we evil because you know what people tell you is Satanism we're preaching. They want nothing to do with it because we're talking shit and this and that. Yeah. That's how it is go. Verse 23, so rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. Yeah, rejoice by rejoice. Lord willing, are part of that number. You know, as well as the sincere Akiam that pushing the truth, and the Aquatium that being faithful and loyal to the Lord, right? Whether it's the Lord Yahushai, meaning the widows, or if it's their Lord, which is their husband, right? Which in turn will still be loyal to the Lord. You understand? Lord willing by Lord willing. Yeah, verse 24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. So those study all these people and them who having money, who laughing, who living life nice, you know, and they even living life all that nice, because them don't know it's niceness. You understand? You know the saying, more money, more problem. Yeah, when you have all that money, you're gonna buy things. It doesn't matter if you want all them things. You could only say that now because you poor. From the time you start to get them scrums with Esau giving them 2/3 on them and they feeling like they're rich. Yeah? You gonna have so much money, you gonna know what to do with it. You gonna tell us, boy, you better really buy this because I have it and I want to enjoy myself. You want to live life nice. You want this, you want that. Yeah? So you're gonna spend that money, right? And with that money, you spending that on, it's gonna come responsibilities. It's like buying 20 something cars. You gonna have to be in insurance for all them things, right? You're gonna be spending money on parts for all them cars. You understand? Yeah, how much houses? You understand? You gotta be spending money to maintain them houses, right? Whether you are maids, people to see about the electrical, all these things. You gotta be paying the bills. Yeah? So it's not even niceness in the kingdom. You ain't gonna be studying about them thing. In the kingdom, that is living nice. And that is what we waiting for. You understand? So all of them gonna mourn and weep. Even though the mourning and weeping now. But in Jacob's trouble? Yeah. Yeah. That is when everything gonna boil down to Brockstock. You know? So you read verse 26 again, it says, woe unto you, but all man shall speak well of you. For so did their fathers to the false prophets. Right? Yeah. Woe unto you, if any man speaking well of you. This scripture alone is what cut in Christianity and all these other religions. Verse 27. But I say unto you, which hear, love your enemies, do good to them which hate you. Yeah? And it's not talking about Esau and them, it's talking about the 2/3. Yeah? So don't be curse all these 2/3 on them. Right? And them is the ones that labeling us as hypocrites or hateful people, or spreading hate speech, and we talking Satanism and thing. Hey, at the end of the day, when we put on our sackcloth, is the whole house of Israel mourning for, you know. Don't mind we cursing out 2/3 because they ain't right with the Lord. They might get cursed out regardless because they're on shit, right? But really and truly, we will show sympathy. We're showing sympathy for the nation of Israel and not for no other nation. You understand? So the Lord say, hey, love your enemies and do good to them that which hate you, right? What is it good that we doing to them? We preaching His work, right? Because what the scripture say, open rebuke is better than secret love, right? Like how we showing love to them by rebuking them, by preaching His word and cutting them in the spirit. Though they feel it's hate we spreading onto them. That's why they say, the Lord say, to them that hate you, you know, right? Because they hate us for preaching the truth. You understand? Because we making known or manifesting Salakia their sins. You understand? We manifesting their sins. We making it public. We making it known. You understand? And they don't like that. But that's actually us showing love. What they think is hate. So they hate us in so-called return. You understand? They hate us because they think we hate them. But we don't hate them. You understand? It's a love we're showing by doing this works. You understand? But hey, it is what it is. It's just a little reminder for us in the spirit. You know? It's just a little reminder. So yes, we poor right now, but hey, just hold it out. Just hold it out. Hope this lesson was edifying to the spirit and power you are bashing your shell. You know, Kwame Ashirala, we almost out here Akiam and Aquatium. Hold strong. The brother Carl here signing out. Shalom.